Hi, guess what? Oh my gosh. Um, I don't know if I have much of a community here for anybody to like be excited or want to keep up with what's going on with me, but um so like for the last year, I've wanted to get rid of my couch and TV because I don't really watch TV very often. Like I mostly work and sleep and then um with the warm weather here, I'm going to be gardening. So some years I've been doing like a lot of gardening outside. And then and sometimes I do gaming and all that. So like uh what was I going to say? Well, anyways, so since I don't watch TV, I was just going to get rid of it and basically and then I've actually been interested to buy an L-shaped desk, and then it just so happened that my brother was going to get rid of his because, well, he was going to get rid of his, and I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll take that. And then it was just like this perfect opportunity that lined up. So, like, to take an L-shaped desk into my living room, I would have to get rid of those things, and by getting rid of the couch and the TV, then it freed up the space. And so I moved my work slash gaming command center to the new desk. And then my old desk, which is behind me, has now been turned into like a hobby station. So like I'm really into like writing letters the old fashioned way. And um I'm into doing that, and I've just been doing like a whole bunch of things. So I've been like super busy. But since I have this new desk, I felt like coming in and doing a reading. So, hmm. So I felt led to grab my Joyous Journey, right? And as I split to get ready to shuffle, splitting on a Two of Swords with a Queen of Wands in the reverse. So we will take this. So this looks like a conflict you are having with somebody else. Whatever the reason is for your conflict, this person feels by engaging in this with you will get them a Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Chariot. So they're really trying to pursue and move something along. But it looks like you're like in some kind of hangman energy. We also have a Wheel of Fortune reversed. So and there's a tower coming. So I feel like the fact that all of this is reversed, this person is trying to get these and is getting none of them. So that may be why, you know what? This person thought that they were going to come and get all this. And then, so this person thought they were going to come and get all this. For some reason, they thought by coming for you, that was going to, the way to obtain this. But in coming for you, not only did they not get this, they're getting a tower. I don't know if they've got it yet. I feel like the tower is going to involve you both. This Two of Swords, I feel like that's both of you guys. You may feel yourself in this hangman energy because, this the Two of Swords probably puts you in that hangman energy where you're like, okay, you're like, well, what do I really do about this? You know, you'd be like, somebody's over here just creating. Oh, and a Nine of Cups and Six of Cups reversed. So I feel like. So I'm not sure who this person would be to you. I do feel like it was somebody you were on good terms with, at least at some point. So, which is kind of given this energy of somebody that you know. Ooh, we have a death in here. So, whatever this person is on is going to come to an end. And if they don't stop, I have a feeling the universe is just going to put them in a position where they have no choice but to stop. So let's grab this. Wow, the Hermit reversed. Yeah, because this person. So this person may be a Virgo, a Virgo in corruption. Look at this. They're also trying to get the Ace of Pentacles reversed. With the Five of Wands, yeah, they're creating unnecessary competition. Because they, but I feel like this Nine of Cups, that's going to be your outcome. You also have this Two of Wands here. I don't know, dude, that's a lot of reversed energy. All these reversals is like this other person. So since we have so many pentacles out here, this kind of making me feel like this is like a Virgo that's in like low vibing energy. So, Holy Spirit, what do we want this person who's listening, who this would be for? Let's give them some guidance, since they have somebody who's creating all these obstacles for them and attempting to, somebody who feels like they can't win unless you lose specifically. That's the vibe you mean right now. So there's somebody in your life who feels, so it doesn't have to be a Virgo, but the Hermit usually is, the Hermit is like that's like the Virgo card, you know. But also, you know, there's, and you know, usually I would say, typically speaking, a Ten of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Pentacles, that's big time Virgo energy when you're in your high vibing, right? So usually when I do readings, I usually take reversals as meaning that it's like somebody else's energy. That so many cards here present are reversed. So now we have, for you, we have Dragonfly. Dragonflies may be significant for you, and it says it's adaptability. It says the dragonfly is a symbol of light and change, and is reminding you to bring a bit more lightness and joy into your life in order to bring about the changes needed to reach your full potential. Approach things lightly. So, since it says to approach things lightly, oh yeah, and then look over here, Bobcat Mystery. It says the Bobcat teaches you that there is true power and strength in silence and patience. In order to get what you want, you must be willing to plan, adapt, and above all, have the patience to see your dreams manifest. So with adaptability, we have two cards that are both talking about willing to adapt. So I feel like we have two cards that are both also about potential, you know, like possibilities. So I feel like this person was trying to block you, but it says, like, I don't know if this person has, like, approached you directly. If they do, I wouldn't take anything they're saying and doing to heart. Because it's, the feeling it gives me right now is that somebody in this kind of energy is like, they're gonna just do it to themselves. There's nothing you have to do, because, you know, everything we do to others is really, we're doing it to ourselves. You know, that's what it really is. So, and we also have the Raven, confidence, and it says you're encouraged to disconnect from the physical or materialistic plan and move to the spiritual realm. You have a deep spiritual connection which you mustn't ignore. You are on the brink of transformation, and your divine purpose may be revealing itself. So yeah, so you know what? You know what? Like, sometimes when we look at the tower, everybody, a lot of times, I've said this before, if you've ever listened to my older readings, you know, there's a lot of times I'll tell people, like, when I see a tower, because, you know, like, a lot of people in tarot, they'll be like, oh, this tower, you know? And you know, I mean, there is a reason to look at it and be like, oh, well, you know, you should have some respect for that. But also, like, you know what? Towers, they're called a tower because it's an unavoidable situation. And usually it's pretty shocking, but, you know, sometimes we need it. Sometimes we need it, you know? Because that what that tower is really going to do for you, it's going to, if you're meant to be somewhere doing something with somebody, and for what, let's just say for whatever reason, let's just say for sake of argument, if somebody's been doing work on you and or you haven't been developing your discernment or tapping into like your sense of like what you should be doing, you know, um oh, you know, um so then like if you're meant to do something in this world and you're supposed to be doing it, but you can't because of this other person, and or this other person's actions have caused you to be in a mental state that makes you feel like, oh well, you can't do it, and or it won't be good enough, or nobody will like it, and all these things. Because I feel like all those things are projections from this person to make it was designed so that you would give up and quit before you get there, because they're really in competition with you, but they don't know how to compete with you. So it seems like this person wants to sow seeds of doubt in you. Dude, I'm probably going to end this pretty soon, because you see, like, out of these cards that are coming out, like half of them are in reverse, which that means like this person's energy is all over this. And I don't like doing readings for people who are not present. I also don't like reading gossip for people who are in karmic energy. It's like, no. Because you know what? So many readers give these people so much attention. And there's like, for people who feel unseen, there's often a mentality that bad attention is better than no attention. So by everybody speaking on them, it really is making them feel seen, but it's like in the worst way. Yeah. So like, they're just not taking care of themselves, and they may be homeless or gonna be homeless. They're not taking care of themselves. I don't care how they appear to people. They're not taking care of themselves. They don't want to go and meet with anyone. Well, that does feel like that's, like I said, Virgos are the hermits of the zodiac, right? They hermit really well. But for you, we have in your near future with the card 23, which could be a 5. Card number 2. Whoa, wow. All right, so I feel like something really good is about to happen for you. If you are not with anybody, you're about to meet somebody and be invited to go somewhere. So you also have the letter, which is card 26, which talks about information, news, and disclosure. So you're about to get some really important information in the near future, which may have something to do with this passion, magnetic pull, and romance. So if you're not with anybody, then you may meet somebody. If you are with someone, then you may have, maybe you and your person need to just go on a date night, Maybe your person's going to be really cute and give you like love letters, That would be nice. And also at the bottom of the deck, we had free will, decision, and judgment. I feel like whatever happens, whoever this Queen of Wands, Virgo, and bad energy is towards you, whoever this person is, at the end of the day, we all have free will, and whoever this person is towards you, what you ultimately decide, because a lot of times in readings you'll hear people say, well, you should or shouldn't do this, which is like, okay, well, maybe you're you know what, at the end of the day, it's really up to you. Nobody can tell you how to live your life. People can give you advice as to what they think is a good idea or not is a good idea, but really, like, that's your business, And especially if it was somebody that you love and care about, there are going to be relationships that sometimes we love people in our life and they just um whatever feelings they had towards us are just very toxic, and a lot of times it has don't even always have anything to do with us. Like, it may be from like an incident when you were 5, if it's somebody that you grew up with, or something that happened in your teenage years and you're like 40 or 50 now, you know like maybe you said one smart thing to like an aunt or an uncle and they never got over it, and so they're just nursing a grudge and holding something over your head from like a million years ago, you know or maybe you have a sibling who's been in competition with you and you didn't know it. And so, they smile in your face. And, it's like that person who throws rocks and hides their hands so that they can appear to be innocent, but they're really out here, like, stabbing you in the back and or plotting your downfall. Like I said, you know what? Like, I will say this, because I feel like I've heard this story in the tarot community lately. And I'm not gonna stay in this very long because I don't like it. I don't like it. I feel like I feel like if I stay in this too long, this person's going to tap and feel my energy, and I don't want to give them any of my energy. So, but what I would say is that, we also have giraffe out here at the bottom of the deck, and metamorphosis, communication at the bottom of the animal spirits. So I feel like you're just at a time where I feel like this letter, you're about to find out some things, and it's just really up to you what you want to do about it. But I feel like the purpose of this unfolding in your life at this time is this metamorphosis. And this is because we've already been seeing adapting and transforming. So now you are going to have time to reflect and decide how you want to move forward in this. So, um, it's your life, and just like everybody else has free will, people choose to stay in karmic cycles, right? And they choose to hold on to their grudges. And what I would say about forgiveness is that forgiveness doesn't always mean going back to how things are, because if people have been in this energy towards you for a long time, then things probably haven't been how you thought they were for a very long time. Like, you just thought you were being loving and being there, and we were all trying to do this, and you weren't aware that somebody was having a them versus you mentality. So, and how can you know that? I mean, some of that could be your discernment, but some people are good at hiding stuff, Some people are not very honest. And I feel like whoever this message is for, if you're the person who's had all this blockages done to you, I feel like I wouldn't be overly focused on it, because I feel like no matter what this person is doing, I feel like it's going to end up being revealed. Oh yeah, we had the shell come out before. What was the shell? The shell was, oh yeah, hidden, aloof, and deserted. So this person thinks that all their actions are hidden, but nothing's ever truly hidden, Everything we say and do is witnessed. So, I do see regret out here, so maybe like some of their actions, they're starting to realize that they shouldn't have done that. But whatever their actions were doing has made it hard for you, because like what it is that you're supposed to be doing in life, you're not doing it. And it seems like you're lacking confidence. And some of that lack of confidence has to do with these people in your life who, even though they love you, don't support you, and they don't believe in you. And you probably know that they don't believe in you. Yeah. Oh, and see, this is the storm. I'm telling you, whoever this person is, like, if they think they regret it already, they haven't even begun to see it. That tower is about to fall in their life, and they're about to see a consequence of their behavior. But the universe is going to send you a gift. So and then look at this. I think that's the near future because look, the colors are like almost the same. So I feel like in the near future, you're going to get, universe is going to give you something. And they're going to help you. Oh, yeah. We have this message coming in. Yeah, I feel like, you know what? You don't need a strategy. I don't think you need a strategy. Dude, this person is so like, you didn't even know, you probably had no idea that all of this is going on. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. When people have already done so much, it's like, what do you even say to that? It's like, okay, well, you've shown that you can't be trusted. There's no amount of love and forgiveness that restores trust. And I think, because like, a lot of people who know me through Discord and online, who I chat with periodically online, like, everybody will hear me go on these huge tangents and rants about honesty. And I'm always telling people, because we live in a day and age where people feel like it's okay and cool to lie about anything and everything and things you don't need to lie about. And it's like, and so some people will think that I take things way too seriously. But it's like, well, you know what? Broken trust is a big deal. Broken trust is not easily healed or put back together. Trust isn't made out of Play-Doh and clay. It's made out of the most exquisite crystal you can ever imagine. So if you think of a crystal vase that hits the floor and shatters into 1,000 pieces, it's like, if you want to put that together, you sure can. The Japanese have a method where they pour gold in between the cracks so it looks better than it did before. But you should also be aware that that is a lot of work, you know, and I don't know. I personally, I feel like if this was me and I was deciding what to do about this person, the big factors to me would be about trust. And then the other one would be like, is it even worth it? Because that's going to take a lot of work to get to that place. And I feel like only you can answer that for yourself. So that's all I have. I'm going to put this away and find something else to read for starseeds and earth angels because I don't want to read karmic energy. So that's it. Hope you guys are having a great week.